Hey guys, it's Ben. How the heck are you? I hope your week was fantastical. Mine was great. Thanks for asking if you were asking. Let's just get right to it real quick with the update on my blood sugar and my weight after a quick background of what's going on here, right? Now, I quit Mounjaro about a month ago, over a month ago now, because I suspected that it had something to do with some foot pain that I was experiencing in my right foot. In fact, that foot pain was getting so bad that I was being woken up a couple of times a night in excruciating pain. I mean, doubled over, tears rolling down my face pain. It got that bad. It got so bad that during the day, some days, I couldn't even walk on it. I had to kind of like hop along. Before I put two and two together, right? And I realized about that time that foot pain started really increasing and intensifying is when I went from my 2.5 milligram dose up to my 5 milligram dose. That's when it really started, and it seemed like every time I took a shot, an injection, week after week, it'd get a little bit worse. So that is an update on my foot and why I thought it was the Mounjaro doing my foot pain. It could very well be not that at all. It could be somebody said that's just a theory, and they could be right. Other suggestions have been, hey Ben, are you on a statin? Which of course I was. Could be the statin. It might have been, I don't know. I'm off the statin now thanks to the Mounjaro, but I'm not on the statin any longer, so it can't be that anymore. But since quitting the Mounjaro about a month ago, my foot pain improved significantly. In fact, it improved so well that for a week, over a week, I slept all night, only waking up in the morning about when I normally do, right? And my foot kind of being a little bit painful, but not painful enough that it woke me up out of a dead sleep. So that's improvement for sure. So I don't know. It's been well over 25 days since I quit, and the half-life of this stuff, total time in your body, is 25 days, apparently. So it should all be out of my body. So this pain that I'm experiencing, if it was in fact caused by the Mounjaro, which I don't know, we're going to find out. We're going to talk to a neurologist in like a week and a half. I've been asking for this appointment for months, and they finally gave it to me a couple of months ago, but my date's not until the end of this month. So I'm really looking forward to talking to the neurologist and maybe getting to the bottom of this foot pain issue. Word has it that he's treated other patients with similar symptoms, not necessarily just on Mounjaro, but GLP-1 reactions. So he kind of knows his way around some of the weird side effects that aren't really discussed much because they're just not that common, right? You don't discuss things that aren't that common, and this is a pretty weird, rare side effect. So yeah, count on me to get it. Anyway, all right, so last month, let's get on with the update, right? All right, so let me give you the too long didn't read version of what's been going on with my health. Some people would call it a journey. So far, I just call it a health improvement endeavor, right? I'm just trying to improve myself, and I keep coming up with new ways to do it, and it's always something, right? It's always something. So let me give you the too long didn't read version of this. I was around 240, 250 when I decided, walking to my office one day and having to take a break because I was out of breath, maybe the time's come to lose a couple of pounds. So I wanted to get in some degree of shape, and back then I thought it would be great to weigh about 190, right? I thought that would be wonderful. Be careful what you wish for. I dieted, not really exercised, to be honest with you guys, not so much. I did walk where I could, and I started using the stairs when I could have used an elevator, for instance, to go up 1 or 2 floors. I would use the stairs, stuff like that. I made those small little changes in the beginning, but nothing too ground shattering and nothing that really was worth anything, the effort that I was putting into it. I wasn't like going to the gym and working out like I should have or anything like that. Make a long story short, I lost that weight from 240, 250 down to about 180, 190, where I kind of had thought that I wanted to be. But once I got down there, I realized I'm still obese, right? I'm still obese. I'm still out of shape. I still don't like the way my clothes fit. It feels uncomfortable wearing jeans and stuff like that. Maybe I need to lose a couple of more pounds. So I tried, and I would lose a couple of pounds. I would do a diet or something like that, and then I'd lose a couple pounds, and then I'd gain a couple more plus 1 or 2, right? Every time. It seemed like I was going up in weight. Anyway, I finally had enough of that, right? And I decided, okay, 180, 190 is going to be fine. That's where I naturally kind of sat, just eating like I normally would, you know. I'd go back for seconds on my favorites, like the meatloafs and the potatoes. But, you know, I'd take it easy on other things like the spaghetti, although I'd have a huge plate. I'd only have one helping. That's a joke, okay? So I changed my lifestyle somewhat up to that point. And I kind of plateaued, and I was like, okay, I guess this is it for me. I'm an older guy. I'm not going to lose any more weight. And then my doctor called me one day after a blood test and said, do you want to be on a daily, once-a-day pill, or would you like to be on a weekly injection for your out-of-control diabetes, Ben? Your blood sugar is 475. Your A1C is 10.6. We need to get this under control ASAP. It's going to have health implications on you very quickly if we do not. So I opted for the Mounjaro once a week injection. I started my 2.5 milligram injection. I watched my blood sugar go from 10.6 A1C to 5.4 in 3 months, right? I went from 180, 190 pounds down to 149 pounds, right? And that was like a month ago, I was 149 pounds. And then the foot pain thing that I talked about earlier started, so I stopped the Mounjaro, right? Some of the other lifestyle changes that I've made last month, by the way, and I'm pretty proud of it, and I can't believe I didn't mention it earlier, marked my 1 year of alcohol-free, right? I had stopped drinking a year ago, June, and the date came and went. I didn't even think about it, right? Until we went on our RV trip and the guy asked me if I wanted a drink, and I said, no thanks, I don't drink. In fact, it's been a year. I couldn't believe it, right? It wasn't easy, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like I just quit. I had tried many, many times in the past, and it just wasn't in the cards for me. I just wasn't ready, I don't think. I think you have to be ready, and I was ready this last time, and I was able to do it. And several years prior to that, I'd quit cigarettes, a 2-pack a day habit, the same exact way. I'd tried numerous times. I can't even count how many times I tried to quit smoking, and I had developed that habit up to 2 packs a day. And that was really having a hard effect on my body. One day I was in the shower and I started coughing. I spit up some blood. All right, that was enough for me. That was my wake-up call, and that's when I decided I was ready to quit smoking, and I never smoked again. So some of you may be asking yourselves, what's a little foot pain? Like I said, it was excruciating, so I had to quit the Mounjaro just for that, but also because I was losing too much weight as well. The Mounjaro was working way too good for me, man. I said when I first started this that my goal weight was going to be between 150, and 165. I've since amended that. Since I hit 150 and even below 149, I decided that that's a little too skinny for me. In fact, the way I'm looking right now, it may be a little bit too skinny yet. And I'm hoping that this week I actually gained some weight. I've been saying that for the last 3 weeks. And over the course of a month, I've gained about half a pound, right? And I've been trying. Now, I haven't been trying like eating donuts and, fast food trying. I've been trying by upping my intake of healthy foods, right? I've been consuming more calories, but things that are more healthy for me. I'm not going back to processed foods, right? Not for any reason, not even to put on a couple of pounds. I know that sounds weird. I never thought the words would come out of my mouth. It just sounds weird every time they do. Anyway, so that's where I'm at today. So I've been off the Mounjaro now for about a month, right? And how are my blood sugars being controlled? Well, last week was incredible to me because my blood sugar for the average, the week that was out there, was 118. Now, granted, I was on vacation, I was super relaxed, and I was very well controlled on what I was eating because we only have so much food in the RV. So 118, pretty amazing. This week, not so great, right? My doctor said when my blood sugar average for the week went over 140, then we'd need to go on something else, right? Some other, if I can't control it with my diet and exercise, I'd need to go on a once-a-day pill or maybe try a different injectable of some sort. She has a couple on the options for me, and we're going to discuss it when the time comes, but I'm not 140 or over. In fact, this last week, even though last week was 118, and I'm a little disappointed in this week was still below 130, it's 129. And then for some people, that's kind of normal. So for me, I'm not happy. I'd rather be below 120, 129, I'll take it. That's another week that I don't have to be on a medication. And if I can stay off medications through diet and exercise, that's exactly what I want to do. In fact, that was my goal when I started the Mounjaro. I was hoping that it would get me where I needed to go, and I was hoping I would be able to maintain. There's been a lot of people along the way that said that's an impossible situation. I'm hoping to prove them wrong. Can I? I don't know. We're going to find out. Keep watching. We'll find out with me. I'm just going to be honest with you and give you my numbers as they come up. Okay, so like I said, I've been trying to gain weight. Hasn't been working out too well. Last week I weighed 150.2. That's too little for me. I've updated since my 150 to 160 range. I've updated. I want to be between 155 and 165 because I felt like that's where I felt the best coming down, right? And that gives me a little bit of flexibility, right? And it gives me a little bit of, I don't know, I'm not so tiny, but I'm not like obese anymore. I think that that's a better weight on my frame, even though if you look it up on Google, it's going to tell you your best weight is 150 to 165, which I couldn't agree more, but I feel like my personal best weight, 155 to 165. So let's try that. That's where we're going to try to go. Last week, 150.2. Let's check it right now to figure out where we're at. I am so hoping that I gained at least 1 or 2 pounds. So it was 150.2 last week. Let's hope for 152 this week. That'd be wonderful. Okay. All right. So we're going to have some victories and we're going to have some losses along the way. And unbelievably, I'm saying that by losing some weight this last week, that's a loss. That is a loss because I actually upped my eating game a little bit. I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to up it a little bit more. Now, my portions are way less than they used to be, and I'm still experimenting with inching them up, right? I don't want to do it too much and then have to lose a bunch of weight. I want to do it slowly till I figure out what my intake is during the day that I can live with, right? That I don't gain weight and I don't lose weight with. At this moment, I need to do a little bit above that just in order to put on a couple of pounds to be where I want to be. Okay, so let's get into some of the comments, right? This one is pretty fitting right now. This comment says, "You looked better overweight, but I guess this is better for your health." Looks can be deceiving. Being overweight, I may have looked better, but I was not better, right? Physically. I'd rather live longer and be kind of wrinkly and stuff, because when you lose a bunch of weight like I did, your skin, there are like loose pockets, and that's kind of what makes maybe you not look so attractive anymore. Like my face, it's got like these wrinkles now. My face used to be so fat that it was kind of puffy, right? There were no wrinkles and I looked younger. But now that I've lost this weight, you can kind of see my wrinkles are there. I'll take them, man. I'll take them. I'll take wrinkles and all if I can live even another year or two beyond what I was expected to when I was overweight. So thanks for your comment. And I do agree with you somewhat that I did look better with a couple more pounds on me. But I wouldn't say I look better overweight. I don't think if I put 5 or 10 pounds even back on this frame, I'm going to be overweight. I think I'll just be at the top of my goal weight. And that's what we're trying for. I appreciate your comment though. And I'm not making fun of you, believe me. And I didn't take any offense to it whatsoever. I do agree with you. And the other one was, you need to try 155 to 165 or slightly higher. Too skinny. Agreed. Agree. I feel like I'm too skinny and I'm going to try for that. And I've been talking about that the last few videos. Unfortunately, my weight's not cooperating because I'm not up in my eating game enough. But this week I'm going to try. I'm going to up it a little bit more and we're going to shoot for a 2-pound gain this week. Stick with me, tune back in next Tuesday and we'll figure out what we're doing. So now that I'm on my maintenance stage, being off Mounjaro and being on my lifestyle changes are all coming together all at once, right? I've got another lifestyle change I'm going to make, and I'm going to announce that at the end of this video, and it's a huge lifestyle change. But I'm also now getting some comments of encouragement of my lifestyle change, and some suggestions on how I can better improve my lifestyle. This one from Amanda 515 says, great job. Hope you continue to feel better and better. Should these blood sugar numbers ever start to climb, seriously consider BBE. BBBE. That's beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. If you didn't know, I had to look it up. Basically, it's the carnivore diet, and many people swear by it. Do you? What do you think of the carnivore diet? Let me know in the comments what you think of the carnivore diet. Have you ever considered it? Have you ever tried it? Do you know somebody that has? I'd like to hear about it. Was it successful or not? Amanda 515, I told her in the response to this comment that I was kind of on board with the carnivore diet and the fact that I love to eat meat above all other things. Eggs are one of my favorite proteins, right? So I do mostly eat meat and eggs. I'm not opposed to butter, I just haven't been eating it lately. My vegetable intake is far less than you'd imagine, but it's still there, right? I think the carnivore diet rules it out completely, and I'm not willing to do that. So I agree with you that I think that a more meat-based diet is probably better for a person than a more vegetable-based diet, and that's the way that I lean. You kind of, one way or the other. I'm not judging anybody out there one way. What do you think, though? Tell me in the comments. Do you think it's more carnivore-based or more vegetable-based or half and half? What do you think? I think more beef, more meat and stuff like that is better for you. I think that that's just the way that we've evolved over the years. I like this comment from Jamie Choi 13. She says, hi Ben, great video. I'm so glad your foot is doing better. You should start a new channel with KH showing all of your RV adventures. Maybe it will supplement some income and help you retire sooner. Fingers crossed. Just like that. Well, you know what? When sometimes good things happen, and this is another lifestyle change that I was referring to earlier in the video. In fact, I am going to retire sooner. In fact, I'm going to retire at the end of this month. That's right, less than 30 days. You guys are the first to know. I just found out today. I haven't even told my boss yet. I'm sure he'll be happy to get me out of the way and make room for some younger folks. And I will certainly be happy to step aside and be a more calm, relaxed person without all the stress. So that's my next lifestyle change, and that goes to mental health, right? We have to take care of our mental health. And my job was getting to the point that my mental health was beginning to be affected by it, right? When you get older in the work area, the younger guys that become managers and stuff, they don't like the older guys so much anymore. And our ideas are a little bit, I don't know. It just doesn't make a bonding experience. It just doesn't work. So I'm ready to go. They're ready for me to go. So you guys are the first to hear. Next lifestyle change, retirement, and mental health improvement immediately in less than 30 days. So thanks. Thanks for the suggestion. And in fact, KH has got her own channel. You should go check it out. It's called Hanging with KH. I'll put a link in the description here. You may or may not like it. There's all kinds of stuff on there. There's dogs, we showing all of our dogs, right? Going back years and years. And then there's the grandkids. And then there's little shorts of stuff. And then there's our RV adventures through. It's just a big mishmash of what's going on in our life. And my wife's having a great time with the edits and stuff like that. And on the RV ones, I'm helping with the edits. So it's something that we can do together as we expand, you know, our retirement life. And that means expanding our RV experiences. We're going to plan in a lot more trips, right? We just scheduled one for today. I was supposed to work this 2 weeks shift at work in September. They just sprung it on me. But instead, I'll be retired. So they're going to have to find somebody else. I decided to take those 2 weeks that they had scheduled me for that shift to go ahead and schedule myself an RV adventure out in Utah. So that's where we'll be. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry that this went on for so long. The more you watch me, if you continue at all, you'll understand that I kind of get off on these tangents. I do kind of outline what I'm going to say, but it doesn't look anything like what actually comes out at the end. I just kind of... These things are planned for like 5 to 10 minutes at the most. I'm sorry if it went longer than that. Anyway, last comment. Let's move on. Unbox Life with Lori says, hi Ben, thank you for keeping us updated. I took Ozempic and it made me very, very, very sick. So Ozempic semaglutide isn't for everyone. And I agree with you. It is for the vast majority of people. I think that the vast majority of people don't experience too much of a problem. They may have some side effects at the beginning, but it's something they get used to. But for other people, like Unbox Life with Lori and me, for instance, with my foot, I think anyway, we're going to verify it with a neurologist. I don't think that it's for everyone. Although I will say this, I do give Mounjaro credit for probably extending my life 10 years. I do think that the amount of weight that I've lost and the fact that I got my blood sugar under control so quickly and it's staying under control over a month after coming off of it, that says something, right? That says something. So anyway, I wanted to tell you, Lori, that I completely agree with you. In fact, my daughter-in-law had her baby shower here at my house this last weekend, and a good friend of mine came over and we hung out in the shop, and he was telling me how he had tried Mounjaro and he was on it about a month, but he had to come off of it because he kept getting these heart palpitations, and his doctor didn't like that at all, so he took him off of that immediately. So there are some weird side effects that do happen, very, very rare. But unlike Unbox Life with Lori and me, we're in one of those situations where it's just not our drug, I don't think. We'll figure it out. All right, you guys, that's it. We'll see you next Tuesday. Hopefully, I can gain a couple of pounds by then, for crying out loud.